Prepare yourself for invasion. This is Indie Invasion.
Hi guys, this is Eric from Indie Invasion Podcast, and today I have something a little quick I want to do with you guys, and I want to do an unboxing of Don't Look Back by Black Site Studios. It's written by Matt Burns, and this is a tabletop horror skirmish game. But before we get into this and see what's all included in this core starter, if you could, please like, subscribe, follow all those places so we know you guys are out there and like what we're doing. So this is a cool game that I came across. I got into it more at Adepticon. It's been around for a little while, and this is one of those games that me and Mac love, how it captures that horror tension feeling. You can play this solo or cooperative, which is pretty cool. But let's get into what comes in this core set, and we'll go table down. Okay, guys, here's the box. Sorry for the glare. I'm trying to fight it here. But like I said, it's tabletop horror experience. This is all you need to get going in the game and some terrain. This is actually their second version of the starter. They did have earlier one when the game first came out that had some terrain in it, but they wanted to cut down the cost point to jump into the game, and they've cut out some of that stuff. And of course, it's had some revisions to the rule book and some of the stats, and like I said, you can get their terrain on Black Site Studios website. They have excellent terrain for this, but you can use whatever you want. So as you can see, it's got a bunch of stuff in it. You're basically getting rule book, some chits, your starter minis that you need, and I know the rule book has a bunch of scenarios in it to get you going. But let's go ahead and bust this open. I already started it, save a little bit of time so we can make this a quick video for you guys so you guys can see everything that comes in this. So, okay, we have a little sticker here, which is kind of neat. So, of course, we have a rule book. We have dice that you need. So you're going to get two 10-sided dice. They're different colors. And there's a 20-sided dice and a 6-sided dice. So you'll be using these for stat checks and different random events that happen. Pretty neat looking. So you get those. You get some tokens of flashlights that on, off, different times in the different turns that these will go on and off, or you got different equipment to turn them on. Scare the big creepy guys away. You get sheets of tokens. So we have different tokens used for points of interest. You got some, these are known as bystanders, which I believe you guys, if you want to upgrade these, they actually have minis for all these on their website that you can either buy already printed, or you can buy the STL files and print them yourself. So these are double-sided, which is kind of nice. We got wound tokens. And check this out. This right here, this is like your little gauge, measurement gauge, small widget, which is kind of neat. These are really thick too. Then you get the rule book, which goes through all the fancy stuff, preparing to play, what you need. All the different game concepts. turn order, talks about the characters, different plots. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what I like about these scenarios is you can adjust them a little bit. It's fluid enough that if you want it to be in a downtown area, you can make a downtown area. And here's where they actually go over the turn order. Fright phase, the killer phase, different jump scare. That's a mechanic in the game. Here's your sheet for the different items, whether it's a weapon or just a supply that you can find when you do a search action. Here's a table of the actions you can take. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, something like that. And then there's long actions. And then I like this, that they have a quick reference that you can find this on their website to print out under their Don't Look Back section on Black Site Studio. Another quick reference. So really just 2 pages for the reference. And what I always like to see, an index. So if you have a question, you can go here and go right to the page right away. And then last but not least, you get a box of the core characters. So there's 6 resin hero miniatures, 1 multi-part killer miniature, which is cool. There's like 3 different ways you can make them. There's some blank bases, which are for your miniatures. The miniatures are resin. And then you get different character cards and reference cards. And it's kind of cool. This comes in like an old VHS tape. And this actually comes with a bunch of stuff. So we got miniatures. We have cards, who it was packed by. Let's look at the stack cards real quick, because I do want to show you guys the miniatures. And I will admit, I opened this up and I put them together already. So you guys get to see the finished product of the resin models. So here we have Max the Abs, kind of your 80s trope athlete with all his stats, his special skills, the terror and wounds. So there's actually 2 different things you take in this. And then on the back side of the card, they give you a little bit of a history of Max. So we got Seth Newton, your classic class nerd, I guess you'd want to call him. Let's look at the rest of the heroes. You got Ranger Sandy, Denise, Alice, who's your cheerleader. Denise is your rich girl, I guess. And then you got Holden, who's, I guess, just your BA guy. And then after that, you have some different cards for different kind of psycho killers you can have. You can have your familiar with all their special attacks and actions they can take. You're mutilated, and you're kind of ghostly spirit type of monster. And then after that, they do have these special cards. Let me pop them open. Okay, so we got these popped open. Surprised I haven't opened these yet. 2. So you got different modes. You got Expedition, Indie, Slasher. So these are like a difficulty level. If you want super hard, go to Slasher. And then these are your MO for your killers that you can do a random, or a lot of the scenarios, they already have a killer assigned to them. You just dig these out and kind of as a reminder for you. Different MO traits, all the different abilities they get. And there's quite a few of the traits. So that's the cards for the killer. And I know there's more card decks to affect different in-game type of stuff, but all right, well, let's go. I'm going to go even further down and I'll show you guys the minis. There's all the miniatures, guys, all put together. Like I said, these are resin miniatures. Most of them only needed like 1 thing glued on them, Like him, it was his arm. Her, it was her little hand holding the cell phone. The cheerleader was just the megaphone. Holden was his gun. Ranger Sandy was her held out hand there. And then the killer way in the back here, you can see, which was cool. He's 3 different ways. They had like your classic Halloween Michael Myers head. I think there was, here I can show you guys some of the options that I ended up not using. They had the Jason, Friday 13th, and then there was just a kind of a, then there was just like a kind of creepy looking head guy, and then there was different weapons, like they had holding the big butcher knife or a sledgehammer. And I didn't mention when I was showing you guys these cards that some of these did have 2-sided killers. So there's actually 5 different versions of a killer you can have. There's just based on their skill level, I believe. Like there's a mundane, basically your crazy milkman, trying not to get the glare. A disjointed, I think that's like the Ring type girl. But like I said, you can make up your own too, which is kind of neat with those cards. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at these minis. So here you got Ranger Sandy, who is your one adult. She does have a weapon with her stat cards. And we got one of the teens. You got Holden here, who has a shotgun, so he can throw down some damage. We got your cheerleader there is the next one, and that is Alice. They all have special abilities, which is kind of neat. Nice detail on these. And then we have Denise, who's the little popular rich girl, I guess, right? And then we got Max the Abs, your school jock. Has a baseball bat for the weapon of choice. And then Seth, your class geek, who's very popular in the game, question mark. But those are just your starter ones. They do have some other characters you can get and use to mix it up with some of the other expansions. But that's just to get you started, you guys. Let me see if I can get them all in a picture here to zoom in on them a little bit tighter. And then, of course, I can't forget to not show you guys the killer. So this is the killer I made up, with a little bag on his head, the burlap sack, axe, he's in his little jumpsuit, and of course, he's carrying a severed head, because why not? He's a psycho killer. Well, that's a look at the Don't Look Back core starter set, you guys, for this cool horror skirmish game by Black Site Studios, written by Matt Burns. If any of this looks interesting to you guys, go check them out on Black Site Studio. Don't Look Back, their tab, where you can find out all about more information about this. Look into all the different expansions they have. They have a lot of STL files you can get to expand on the game of different killers, different heroes, and stuff like that. I wanted to do just a real quick video and give you guys a peek at what all comes in this, because I know there's a lot out there and you want to see what comes with it for your game, right? So anyway, go check it out. If you thanks for watching. If you guys want to check out more of our audio stuff, check out all the podcast platforms out there. We have more stuff like this for you on YouTube. You can check out, and Instagram and other social medias. And if you like what we're doing and you want to support us, visit us on Patreon/Indie Invasion. And of course, we can't forget Redbubble, where you can get shirts, hats, mugs, and all kinds of different stuff. But make sure that you like, follow, and all those other smash the button places for more content like this. And I do plan to do some more quick unboxing videos like this, so you can see what comes in some of the other expansions that I have. And I may do even a little review of some of the terrain that they have for the game. So until next time, guys, this is Eric saying, prepare yourself for the invasion. We'll talk to you later.